What's up? It's David Duford at davidduford.com, where I help insurance agents like you become top producers. Today starts the first of, as I count on my list, 10 video series on how to overcome the most common objections, not just in insurance sales, but just in sales in general. These are going to be short, straight to the point videos that describe the objection and the solution as to what you say and why it's effective in saying that. So the first objection we're going to deal with is the probably most common we all think about, which is, I need to think about it, Mr. Duford. I like what I see, but let me give it some thought. Let me talk it over. Let me pray about it. Other things like that. Some kind of put off where somebody's not going to make a decision today. So what does this mean? When you hear this, what does this actually mean? And the reason I'm asking this question, because if you ever think about hearing this objection, does it really even make any sense? I need to think about it. What do you need to think about? Let's just go off script here. What is it exactly that anybody has to really think about? You know, it could mean all sorts of things. Do you need to think about the price? Do you need to think about the product? Do you need to think about the process to buy it? Do you need to think about me personally as a sales rep for you? There's a lot of things you need to think about it. And so the best answer to this particular question is simply saying, that's completely fine, Mr. Prospect. I can understand why somebody would say that. But in your situation, how do you mean? So the reason I say this is because, first of all, I believe when we hear an objection, we should acknowledge it and say that's fine. You know, kind of just give a little relief, take people off of their defenses and say, that's okay that you need to think about it. It is okay. And then I reply that and say, in a sense, what exactly is it that you need to think about? Or how do you mean? When you say, how do you mean, in this context, it's open-ended. It's an open-ended reply. And what it allows you to do, it basically allows you to determine what exactly, specifically, and that's what the goal is here, is making this person object. Maybe it's about price. Maybe it's about quality of the program or terms or conditions. But either way, it allows you to progress from a intangible, nebulous excuse not to buy towards a specific reason to clarify, to rehash and go over, and then hopefully get buy-in from that prospect and then close them. So it may sound something like this. Hey, so I understand what you're saying, Mr. Prospect. When you say you need to think about it, how do you mean? Then make sure, of course, you shut up. And then it may say, well, you know, the bottom line is, I don't know. You know, this price is pretty high. I like what you're saying, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, so now you've kind of identified what it might be. And what you want to do to follow up behind that is to say, okay, besides X, maybe price in this circumstance, is there any other problem or any other objection, any other thing keeping you away from making a decision today? And then zip it. So now you've isolated that objection. Now you can proceed to go ahead forward with the sale. This works in basic sales, small sales, large ticket sales. It allows you to figure out what exactly is the holdup and sees if there is an applicable solution by going back to the sales process, making sure you clarify any confusion. And then what you want to do to conclude this is say, well, if I can help you overcome X, can we do business today? And what that is it basically a trial close, basically meaning if I can get you to see how this is a good deal, can we do business today? If I can fix your concerns with the price or the coverage, can we go ahead and proceed and do business today? So the ultimatum is said in a way, and it's not in a negative way that you're saying this or in a pressure way, but it clarifies exactly if someone's going to be interested or they're not, and whether or not you can continue to proceed, or if this person is stuck and they're not going to continue. So again, this is the basic I need to think about it objection, and how you really get to the next layer. Again, I need to think about it is not a real objection. There's always more to it. And this reply allows you to dig deeper, remove the layers of the onion to see what substantive objection, if any, exists, and then how to deal with it with the forthcoming script. So there you have it, David Duford at davidduford.com. If you're interested in selling life insurance, such as final expense, mortgage protection, annuity, or Medicare supplements, you can check out my website. You can click on the Join David's Insurance Agency information tab at the top of the webpage on davidduford.com to find out more about how I recruit agents into this business. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe, share, leave a comment below if you have any questions or concerns. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.